Good morning, guys. So welcome to our class. Okay, again, I'm Sir Dex, your teacher today. So our topic today is HTML and the basic HTML tags. So HTML overview. So HTML, okay, stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which is the most widely used language on the web to develop web pages. Okay, so HTML was created by Tim Berners-Lee in late 1991. Okay, but HTML 2.0 or version 2 was the first standard HTML specification which was published in 1995. HTML 4.01 was the major version of HTML and it was published in late 1999. So again, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Okay, it allows a user to create structure, section, paragraph, heading, links, block codes for web pages and application. So again, remember guys, HTML is not a programming language. Okay? So meaning it doesn't have the ability to create dynamic functionality. So instead, it makes it possible to organize and format web documents. Okay? So why to learn HTML? Okay? So originally, HTML was developed with the intent of defining the structured documents like the headings, paragraph, lists, and so forth to facilitate the sharing of scientific information between researchers. Now, HTML is being widely used to format web pages with the help of different tags available in HTML language. So, question is, why learn HTML? Okay. So first is create website. So you can create a website or web page or customize an existing web template. So if you know HTML well, okay? Next, you can become a web designer. Okay, if you want to start a career as a professional web designer, HTML and CSS is a must skill. Okay, then understand web. Okay, if you want to optimize your website to boost its speed and performance, it's good to know HTML yield the best result and learn other language. Okay, so once you understand the basic of HTML, then other related technologies like JavaScript, PHP, or Angular are become easier to understand. So meaning HTML is the basic knowledge you should acquire to be a good web developer. Okay? So just to give you a little idea about HTML, so this is a small example of HTML, hello world. Okay, this HTML tag will produce, okay, this output. Okay, so this heading, hello world. Okay, later on we will try this on our simulator. Next, okay, so the application of HTML. Okay, so as I mentioned before, HTML was the most widely used language over the web. So web pages development, okay, used to create web page which are rendered over the web. So almost every page of web is having HTML tags to render its details in browser. So we have the internet navigation. So HTML provide tags which are used to navigate from one page to another, and it's heavily used in internet navigation. Okay? Responsive UI or user interface. So HTML pages nowadays works well in all platforms. In mobile, tabs, desktop, or laptops, owing to responsive design strategy. And offline support. Okay? So HTML pages once loaded can be made available offline on machine without any need of internet. So for example, you buy a software in a CD, so you will notice there's an offline support page made of HTML file. Okay? and game development. Okay, so HTML5, okay, latest version, has a native support for rich experience and is now useful in gaming development arena as well. So HTML5 now can be used in Android development. Okay, that's how powerful HTML now. So again, HTML, remember, stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So hypertext refers to the way in which web pages or HTML documents are linked together. Thus, the link available in a web page is called hypertext. Okay? So, it's the name suggests HTML is a mark, which means you are so HTML simply mark up text documents which tags that tell the web browser how to structure or it to display. Okay. So another sample of basic HTML document. Sorry, missing yung letter T. Okay. So in its simplest form, okay, in this example, okay, again, it will produce this output. Okay. Then let's go to tags. Okay. So these are the rules in making tags. Okay. As I told you earlier, HTML is a markup language that makes use of various tags to format the content. Okay. So these tags are enclosed with angle braces. So take note of that. Okay. So opening angle braces and closing and the tag name inside. Okay. Except few tags, most of the tags have their corresponding closing tags. Okay. For example, HTML has its closing tag backslash HTML and the body tag is closing tags backslash body tag. Okay. Sorry. For example, okay. The tag is keyword enclosed by angle bracket. Okay. So there are some opening and closing tags for many, but not all tags. Okay. The affected tags, text in between the two tags, opening and the closing tags. Okay. So the opening and the closing tag use the same command. Okay. Except the closing tags contain additional forward slash. Okay. Sorry, forward slash, not backslash. Okay. For example, the expression here. So there's an opening B. Okay, the text inside is warning and the closing tags B. Okay, it would cause the word warning to appear in boldface on the web. Okay, next, let's try. Yeah, okay. So let's try this sample. Okay. Okay, so this is tag and description. Usually this is the common parts of our HTML tags. We have a doc type, HTML, head, title, body, and H1, P1. So what is doc type? Okay, so this tag defines a document type and the version that we are using. So that's the function of the doc type tag. So we have the HTML here. So okay. So this tagging includes the complete HTML document and mainly comprises of document header, which is represented by head, opening head tags, and the closing head tags. And documents body, which is represented by the opening body tag and the closing uh, body tags. Okay. Next, we have the head. Okay. This tag represents the document's header, which can keep other HTML tags like title, link, and link. Okay. So the head of the documents points above the window part. Okay. Next, we have the title. Okay. So the title here is used inside the head tag. Okay. To mention the document title, okay, the title of your documents appear at the very top line of the user browser. So if the user chooses to bookmark your page or save as a favorite, it is the title that is added to the list. Okay? The text in your title should be as descriptive as possible. So why? Because this is what many search engine on the internet used for indexing your site. Okay? So next we have the body. Okay? So this tag represent the document's body which keep the other HTML tags like the H1, the division, paragraph, and more. So document properties are controlled by attributes of the body elements. Okay? For example, there are color settings for the background color of the page, the document text, and different states of links. Okay? Next, we have the H1 here. So this is for, this tag is for heading. Okay? And the P or the paragraph tag, this is a tag represent a paragraph. Okay? So again, doc type declaration. So the doc type declaration tags is used by web browser to understand the version of the HTML you use in the document. So for example, current version is HTML5. Okay? So use the following declaration. If you will using HTML5 version. Okay, you will use this doc type HTML. Okay. So the first line, okay, later. So the first line in every web document should contain doc type HTML declaration. So even though it's wrapped in angle bracket, remember guys, it is not a tag, but a statement. Okay? Doc type stands for document type declaration. Again, it informs the web browser about the type of version, okay, used in building the web document. So this helps the browser to handle load it properly. Okay. So as you can see in our example, so heading tags, okay. So any document starts with a heading, so you can use different size for your heading. Okay, HTML also has 6 levels of heading, which use the elements of H1 to H6. While displaying headings, and browser adds one line before and one line after the heading. Okay, let's try this these tags. Okay. So I'm going to use an online simulator. Okay, loading. Wait lang tayo. So you can try this sa inyong bahay or in your laptop. But may problem tayo, medyo mabagal yung ating internet connection. So loading pa rin siya. So usually you can use word processor notepad. Okay, then save it with a file extension of .html, and you can open it using your browser para ma-view nyo yung ginawa nyong doc using HTML tag. So, okay, mukhang mabagal. So, let's continue muna. Okay, next we have the paragraph tag or the P. Okay, so the P or the paragraph tags, okay, offers a new way to structure your text to different paragraphs. Each paragraph of text should go between opening P or paragraph tag and the closing uh, paragraph tag as shown in our example. Okay, so these tags will produce this output. Okay, so let's try. Okay, let's preview. Okay, so the output here. Okay, so again the P element represent a paragraph. Okay, a paragraph are usually represented in a visual media blocks of text separated from adjacent block by the black lines. Okay, but HTML paragraph can be any structural grouping or related content. Okay, so if another block level element is sparse before the closing paragraph tag, so this is the sample of our paragraph tags. Okay, so next. Oops, sorry. Okay, next we have okay, the line break. Sorry. It's not a line break. So, line break tag. Okay. So, whenever you use the line break, okay, or the BR element, so anything following, it starts from the next line. Okay. This is an example of empty elements where you do not need opening and closing tags. There's nothing to go between them. Okay. So, yung line break or yung BR natin is an example of a HTML tag without a partner o wala siyang closing tags. Okay? 'Di ba? So wala siya may opening siya but wala siyang closing. Okay? So the BR has a space between the characters and the forward slash. So if you omit this space, older browser will have trouble rendering the line break. So while if you miss the forward slash character and just use the BR, it is not valid in XHTML. Okay? So, HTML, BR, or line break elements create a line break in the text within the HTML documents. So, parang it's like pressing enter button. Okay? So, appropriate usage of BR elements is used within a poem or address. Okay? So, it allows you to decide whether the text will break online or continue the end of the window. Okay? So, that's our line break. So, centering content. Okay, so what is the use of the center tags? Okay, so you can use center tag, okay, to put any content in the center of the page of any table cell. So, sabi nga, it's alignment. Okay, if you want to put the content in the center, you will use the center tag. Just like in this example, okay, there, okay. So the text is in the center, okay. So the text between this one, the opening center tag and the closing center tags. Okay? So, na-align siya center. Okay? So, yun yung function ng ating center tag. Okay? It's used to center the text horizontally in our HTML documents. Okay? But since this tags was removed in HTML5, okay, it is recommended that use the CSS text align, okay, to properly to format the text horizontally in the document. Okay? So next we have the horizontal lines. Okay? So what is the function of our horizontal lines or the HR tags? Okay? So horizontal lines are used to visually break up section of documents. Okay? The HR tags create a line from the current position in the document to the right margin and breaks the line accordingly. So let's write these tags again. Okay? Okay, let's preview. Oops. Okay. So as you can see, okay, the HR element cause the browser to display a horizontal line in our document. Okay. So HR, again, does not use a closing tag. Okay, wala siyang partner. Meron lang siyang opening. For example, you want to give a line between two paragraphs. So just like in our example, okay, you do not need to opening and closing tags. There's nothing to go in between them. So that's the function of our HR tags. Okay, so if you want to put an horizontal line in your web page. Okay, next we have the okay HTML formatting. So in this chapter, in this lesson, okay, you will learn how to enhance your page with bold, italics, and other character formatting option. Okay, so first, okay, I think all of you naman familiar with the bold text. Okay, so we use the okay anything that appears with the opening B and the closing B tags element or the bold element is displayed in a bold. Okay? So, as shown as in our example, okay, let's try. Okay, let's preview. Okay, so, okay, the text between the opening and the closing tags be displayed in a bold text. Okay, okay, the bold or the B tags in HTML used to indicate the importance of the text or emphasis. So the text written within the B tags display in a bold size. So if you want to put an emphasis uh, in a particular word or text, we can use the bold tag or the bold element. Okay. So next we have the italic. Okay. Or italize. So let's try this italic. Okay, let's preview. Okay. So italize, the following words used as italicized typeface. So again, anything that appears, so within the opening I and the closing I is displayed in italicized as shown. Okay, so the italic tag or I defines a part of text in an alternate voice. So the content inside is typically displayed in italic. Okay, so when using italicized tag or italic tag, so it used to indicate the technical term or phrase from another language. Okay? For example, thought, name. Okay? So we use italic tags. Okay? Next, we have the underline. Okay? So let's try again the underline. Okay, let's preview. Okay. So the U or the unlike tag represents some texts that is unarticulated and styled differently from normal text, okay? Such as misspelled words or proper names, okay? So anything uh, inside the opening and the closing tags underline, so we'll have an underline, like in our example here, okay? Next, we have the stripe, okay? So the stripe. So anything appears within the opening strike and the closing strike element. So it's displayed with strike through, which is a thin line through a text. Okay, like in shown in our example. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, as you can see. Okay, the text between the opening and the closing strike have a strike through line. Okay, so gives appearance, strike which draw a horizontal line over the text. So this tag is also commonly referred to as a strike elements. Okay? But remember guys, okay? So this element is deprecated in HTML4 and XHTML1 and it is obsolete in HTML5. So if you're using a version of HTML5, you cannot use a strike element anymore. Okay? Next we have the okay, monospace. Okay? So monospace, let's try the monospace. Okay, preview. Okay. So monospace, as you can see here. So the text is displayed in monospace font. Okay, a monospace font is like a typewriter text. Okay, so the text or the content inside or between the opening TT or the monotext natin, elements written in monospace font. Okay? Most of the fonts are known as variable width. Okay? So because they have different letters or different width. Okay. So next we have the okay, superscript. Okay. So what the function of the superscript? Okay, let's copy paste. Okay, let's preview. Okay, as you can see. So as you can see, the text or the content of the opening sup or superscript opening of superscript and the closing superscript elements is written okay in superscript. The font size is the same size as the character surrounding. So but it's display a half character height above others characters. So example, if you want to display an exponent, for example, displaying exponent such as x to the third power. Okay? So you can use this superscript tag. Okay? Next, if we have superscript, we have also the subscript. Okay. So preview. Okay. So there. So the following word use a subscript typeface. Okay? So as you can see, the content between the opening sub and the closing sub element is written in subscript. Okay? So the font size is used the same as a character surrounding. Okay? So, but it's display half character height beneath the other character. Okay? So, as shown in our example, so the subtag defines subscript text. So, the subscript text natin is appear half character below the normal line. And it's sometimes render a smaller font. So subscript text can be used for making formulas or displaying formulas like H2O, right? So we can use that subscript tags. Okay. So next we have the insert or inserted text. Okay. So copy paste again natin. Okay. Let's use. Okay. So here I want to drink a cola with a strike through and a one with underline. Okay, so anything that appears within opening tags of insert, which is ins, and the closing tag element is displayed and as an inserted text. Okay, so insert tag defines a text that has been inserted into a document. Okay, so browser will usually underline the inserted text. Okay, like in our example, okay, the text wide have an underline. So which means it is an inserted text. So the HTML INS element represent a range of text has been added to a document. Okay, so if we have an inserted text, we have also the deleted text. Okay, or the del tag. Okay. Let's remember guys, HTML is not a case sensitive. Okay. Okay. So let's see the output. Okay. So this is the okay the deleted text or deleted text using del tags element. Okay. So anything that appears within again the opening del and the closing del element is displayed as deleted text. Okay. So delete and it's used to mark a portion of text which has been deleted from a document. So the deleted text is rendered as a strike to text, okay, by the web browser, just like in our example. So it's used to identify the text that have been deleted from a document, but retained to show the history of the modification made to the document. So although this property can be changed using CSS text decoration property. Okay? So next we have the, okay, larger text using a big element or big tag. Okay, let's paste. Okay, preview. Okay, so the following word uses a big typeface. Okay, so the HTML big element, okay, is found within the body. Okay, so the big tag is used to make the text one size bigger. Okay, so from small to medium, medium to large, or large to X large. Okay, as we can see in the result, the text between the opening, which is opening big, and the closing tag big, become bigger. Okay, so the big tag cannot make the text larger than the browser maximum font size. Okay, and take note, the big tag is also obsolete in HTML5 version of our HTML. Okay, next, if we have this big, we also have the smaller text. Okay, so the smaller text, okay, face, okay. So the word uses small typeface. Again, the content or the text between the small opening tags and the closing tags element of small is displayed one font size smaller than the rest of the text surrounding as it's shown in our example. Okay, so the small tags is used to make the text, sabi nga, is one size smaller. So from extra large to large, large to medium, and medium to small. So again, okay, as you can see, the text small become smaller, okay? But the small tag cannot make the text smaller than the browser minimum font size, okay? So the element represents side comments and small print like um, copyright and legal text, indented font, okay? So we can use the uh, small uh, tag element. Next, we have the grouping content. So what is the grouping content? So we use the division and the span element so to group together several elements to create section or subsection of a page. So content grouping is lets you group content into a logical structure that reflect how you think about your site or app, then view and compare the aggregated. Okay? So for example, using div or division content, okay, so as you can see in our code, we use the div here. Okay, div ID, copy paste. Okay, so the div tag element, okay. So for example, okay, like I said kanina, if you want to allow to group together several elements to create a section or subsection of a page. Okay. For example, you want to put all footnotes on the page within the div element to indicate that all the elements within the div element relate to the footnotes. Okay. You might attach a style for these elements so that appear using special set of style rules. Okay. So in our example, we separated the articles, okay, from the menu, okay, using the div element of HTML. Okay, so next we will use the span. Okay, okay, the span element is, okay, let's wait for the output. Okay, so the span, okay, element, so it's a generic inline container for parsing content, which does not inherently represent anything. It can be used to group elements for styling purposes. Okay? As shown in the result of our example, okay, if you have a part of sentence or paragraphs you want to group together, you could use the span element. Okay? So we separated the green font, okay, the span tag with the green font, and the deep tag uh, with the red color. Okay. Next tags, elements or tags, we have the, okay, we have the HTML phrase tags. Okay. So the phrase tags have been decoded for specific purpose. True, they are displayed in similar way as a basic tags like the bold, the italic, the pre, and the monospace. Okay, you have been seen in this lesson. So this lesson will take you through all the important phrase tags. Okay. So first we have the emphasize or the M. Okay. So let's see. Let's try this. Okay. Okay. So as you can see, so the M tags used to define, so emphasize text. So the content inside typically display in italic. Okay. Like in our example. Okay. A screen reader will pronounce the word uh, in M with an emphasis. So using verbal stress. So the placement of stress emphasis change the meaning of the sentence. Okay. So we use the M tags or elements to give emphasis. Okay. Next we have the mark. Okay. So the mark text or the mark element. Okay. Copy paste. Okay. Okay. So the mark element is used to highlight text inside. So another elements, okay, as you can see in our example. Okay. So the mark elements has been added is considered to be particularly relevant in specific context. So if you want to mark or highlight for reference or notation purposes, so use the mark tags or elements. Okay. As shown in our examples, okay, so the text between the mark, opening mark and the closing tags mark have highlighted. Okay. Next, we have the strong. Okay. So the strong. Okay. Let's hit review. Medyo bumabagal na yung ating simulator. So, the strong tags is used to define text with a strong importance. Okay. So it indicates that these contents have strong importance, seriousness, or urgency. So the content is typically displayed in bold. Okay. So tip, take note. If you want to use B tag, okay, you can use B tag to specify bold text without any extra importance. Okay. So next we have the, oops, close. Okay, the text abbreviation or the ABBR and the closing ABBR. Okay, so what is its function? Okay, so you can abbreviate a text by putting in inside opening ABBR and the closing tags, abbreviation tags. Okay, if present, the title attribute must contain this full description and nothing else. Okay, so this element, okay, is used along with the title attribute to associate a full text explanation with abbreviation or acronym. So website visitor, okay, do not see the text in the title attribute. Okay, so but the browser or the search engine and the assistive technologies do use this information. So tags are used as shortened version and used to represent a series of letters. Okay, so this abbreviation provide useful information again for the browser translation system. Okay, so next we have the acronym element. Okay, so the acronym element is elements that allows you to indicate that the text between the opening acronym and the closing acronym tag is an acronym. So it's that simple. So at present, the major browser do not change the appearance of the content of the acronym element. Okay? So the acronym elements allows the author to clearly indicate a sequence of character, so of course that compose an acronym or abbreviation for word uses. Okay? So remember guys again, so these elements has been removed in HTML5. Okay? In HTML5 version. Okay, it is obsolete. Next we have the special term or the definition. Okay? Sa the special term or definition or DFN elements, okay, we have the opening and the closing tags. Okay? This allow you to specify that you are introducing a special term. Okay? It is used similar to italic words in the midst of the paragraph. Okay? Typically, you would use the DFN element the first time you introduce a key term. So, most recent browser render the content of the element in an italic font. Okay? So, guys, when a term is wrapped, okay, or between the opening and the closing tags of definition or DFN tags, browser and web crawlers will understand that the nearby text contains a definition of terms. Okay, guys, when we when we say a web crawler or sometimes called spider, so it is a type of bot, okay, bot that's typically operated by search engine like Google or Bing. So the purpose of to index the contents of website across the internet, okay? So that those browser can appear in search engine result. So that's the use of definition or the special term tags natin. Okay? Next, we have the quoting text. So we have the block quote. Okay? So when you want to quote a passage from another source, okay, you should put in between the opening and the closing block quote tags. So text inside the block quote element is usually indented from the left and right edge of the surrounding text and sometimes use an italicized font. Okay? So block quotes is used to display long quotation. For example, section that is quoted from another source. Okay? So it changes the alignment to make it unique from others. So it contains both opening and closing tags again. So it contains single attribute site which is used to specify the source of quotation. Okay? So that's the use of the block quote. Next, we have the short quotation or the Q tag. Okay? So if you are quoting text again, you can indicate the source, placing it between the opening, okay, Q. So this indicates a text, a short line quotation. So most modern browser implement this by surrounding the text in a quotation mark. Okay. So this element is intended for short quotation. So the black quote is for long quotation and the Q is used for short quotation. So um, for example, uh, phrases, okay? So if you're going to quote a paragraph use a block quote element, okay? Next, we have the text citation, okay? So the cite tag defines the title of created work. For example, a book, poem, or song, okay? So the HTML citation element, so the opening cite tag, is used to describe reference to cite a creative work and must include in the title of the work. So that's the function of the cite element. Okay? Next, we have the code or the computer code. Okay. So any programming code to appear on the web page should be placed inside the opening and the closing code tags. Okay. Usually the content of code element is presented in a monospace font. So just like in our example. Okay. So the HTML, like I said, it indicates that the text is actually a code. So we use the pre tag because in this case, we actually want the browser to display the white space. Okay. So use code if you want to display a code tag in your web page. Okay. Next, we have the keyboard or the KVD. So what is the use of the KVD tags? So when you are talking about computers again, if you want to tell the readers to enter some text, so you can use the KVD opening and the KVD closing tag or elements to indicate what should be typed. Okay, like in our example. Okay, so this one, let's try. Okay, okay. So this one, the KVD element. Okay. So it's typically displayed in browser in monospace font. Okay. So it represents a span of inline text denoting a textual user input from a keyboard. Okay. So next we have the okay. Sorry, the okay, the sum. Okay, or the programming output. Okay, the sum or the programming output elements natin. Okay, so this indicates a sample output from a program and script. So again, it's mainly used when documenting, okay, programming or coding concept. Okay, so it's used to enclose inline text which represents sample output from a computer program. So it contents are typically rendered using browser default. Again, monospace font. Okay. Next, we have the address tag. Okay. So the address tags, okay, uh, obvious naman, it defines the contact information of the author or the owner of the document or the article. Okay? So it provides contact information for a person or people for an organization. So that's the function of the address tag. Okay? So again, HTML, again, is the language for web development and design. So take note again, it is not a programming language. Okay? They are beneficial to learn for developers, marketers, and people in many other disciplines. So learning HTML so can be used for situations like formatting a blog or email, working with CMS, embedding external content in your site, and creating usable content. Okay, so thank you. So guys, these are the few basic formatting tags in HTML. Okay, so we will discuss about phrase and meta tags next week. So for your question, okay, you can send me a message here or in our LMS. Okay, so thank you guys.